Hello, this is Richard Johnson from the British Street Food Awards, and you're listening to The Foodie Show on TCR Radio.
You're listening to TCR Radio.
When darkness hides secrets, and mountains are fierce and bold, deep waters hold reflections of times lost long ago. I will hear their every story, take hold of my own dream, be as strong as seas are stormy, and proud as an eagle's scream. I will rise, I will fly, chase the wind and touch the sky. I will fly, chase the wind and touch the sky.
Hi, you're listening to TCR Radio. It's Carol B, and we are at the Wales and West Heat for Street Food Awards 2017. I managed to nab Richard Johnson. Now, Richard is the main instigator, entrepreneur of these events. So, hi, Richard. Good morning.
Hi there, good morning.
So tell me a bit about how this evolved. It was about 5 years ago now, wasn't it?
Yes, I'm a food journalist, and journalism was, like a lot of industries in this country, suffering tricky times. I've got 2 children, I needed a business, and I was travelling a lot at the time making food programmes for the BBC, and I'd seen what was happening in New York, where you could eat the world in a step of maybe 3 or 4 streets, and I thought that's really exciting. I lived in London, and I thought, well, why does street food here have to be drunk food? The sort of food that you eat when you roll out of a pub and it's a hot dog on a rusty metal hand plate. Why does that have to be our definition of street food? And I was restaurant critic at The Independent, eating wonderful restaurant food, thinking, well, what about the food for a sensible budget? £5, £6, £7. Why does lunch have to be at your desk? Why can't it be coming to wonderful places like this, where you can try different things, you can graze a bit, you can be with people, put up a computer screen and hide behind that. Why can't we interact more? And it felt like it was of its time. We're in a recession where people have less money to spend. Doesn't mean that they have any lesser expectation of great food, and street food seemed to be coming of age. So we set up the British Street Food Awards in 2009. Just a big final, not that big. It was one car park in Ludlow, and we were at the end of the sausage trail, which meant that everyone was full of sausages by the time they got to us. But anyway, that was the line in the sand. That was where we started. We now have 6 regional heats up and down the UK, and this year we're launching the European Street Food Awards in Berlin. So we've come a long way in a short time. Yeah,
I mean, street food has definitely it's gone quite stratospheric, especially in Devon. The quality of food and produce in Devon has really doing really well. We have electric nights here at the Pannier Market, and they've been going 3rd year now, won some awards last year, and it's really, you mentioned community there, and I have to totally agree with you, because I think traditionally we can be quite insular without eating, but this is really the whole community comes out. It's really popular, so it's unusual for us to have a day one, but at nights it's very popular, the community, and I think that's kind of your ethos as well, isn't it? Community eating, getting together, turning off the internet maybe, and just talking to each other as well.
In the beginning there was a danger it would just be a food fad, that it was going to be just like a skinny trousered East London thing, but actually all street food is eating outside. There's no reason to be thinking that it's too cool to get part of. Just you just want to get people down here and try different things, different ways of eating. We encourage the traders here. I mean, this is a competition. We've got the 15 best traders from all over the West and Wales competing. So they're doing slightly smaller portions, so you can try lots of different things. I had somebody trying to introduce the word strazing into my dictionary, which is street grazing. But yeah, I'm not sure whether it's going to take off.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but it's wonderful to have you here and to see these amazing produce here. Like I said, electric nights, and we've got some really interesting vehicles play a big part as well, don't they? It's not just the food, it's the whole theming as well, which is fun, isn't it?
I think what's important is that the traders show they've taken care about their presentation. So whether that means maybe a hand-built gazebo with logos that they've printed on themselves, or a wonderful old. I mean, we're in front of Nellie's barn here, which was recovered in France, and they've even put a chimney on the side. But that actually won Best Looking Mobiler in the British Street Food Awards in 2015. That's an absolute beauty. It just makes you feel a little bit more special, rather than serving your food from a little trestle table with a plastic tablecloth. Why not make something? Why not? Because it's much more engaging. People feel a bit more special. When love goes into food, it does feel that bit better.
And also to do with costs. I mean, having a catering back, I had restaurants, and just the cost of having premises, all these bits and bobs that all add up, don't they? So this is an affordable way for chefs to make their name, isn't it, as well?
Yeah, I think increasingly that young people who want to get involved in food in this country, they don't have to go and work under an angry French chef for 10 years before they get trusted to make some
No names mentioned.
Yeah, so why not go to catering colleges, get the qualifications, but then buy a van. Be in charge of your own voice with the social media. Get some friends that you know to do the branding. Create your own Facebook page and sort of speak directly to your consumer. It's I want to get my menu out there. I don't have to get the 200,000 venture capital that I need to start my own restaurant. There is another way, and increasingly that way is street food, and it feels much more punk, much more DIY, and much more of the moment. I think we are a little bit sceptical of big brands now. We want something that feels a little bit more passionate. And you go around talking to these people, and they know they've chosen that oyster for a particular reason. They're using that particular type of samphire, not the other type of samphire, and they will tell you the story. They're doing a vegetarian menu because they used to work at a school with special needs children, and that was the menu those children responded best to. Everything has a reason, and the person that made the food is the one selling you the food. It's not some large organisation, faceless, bureaucratic. This is much more about keeping it real.
And also making use of all the amazing local produce in that region. So on your travels, are you aware of that more and more? And it's benefiting the whole area, isn't it? It's not just, this is my stand, this is what I do, I'm rocking up, but they're also using a hell of a lot of local produce as well, aren't they? Have you noticed that? Absolutely.
To be honest, if somebody just came and said it's a toasted cheese sandwich, wouldn't be interested. But the fact that they will use from a particular farm, they'll be probably working with a baker to develop a particular type of sourdough bread that holds the fats just properly and that caramelizes when you grill it. So it's got to be about story. Backstory is vital in all levels of food these days. You go to a restaurant, the menu is 4 or 5 pages long, telling the stories of the producers that they're using, and that's what we're finding increasingly, is that farmers are coming to street food, and that's why areas like this are so strong. We had a wonderful heat in Northern Ireland last year, and there's a particular farmer who did a goat's taco, a goat's cheese taco. So he was a goat farmer, because lots of goats are being reared for the milk. We're very into goat's milk, but the male goats, the kids, are just slaughtered because they're of no interest. So he was raising those and turning them into like a wonderful goat's meat taco with a very soft goat's cheese that he'd served on the side, and they ended up winning Best Snack at the 2016 British Street Food Awards. That access to market, which is cutting out the supermarkets, is increasingly popular. So we're seeing traders working direct with farmers, or else farmers coming to market on their own.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that. Tracebridge is a tiny little hamlet between here and Wellington. They have a goat farm, and you just picked up exactly on the male goats. It's bonkers. Michel Roux Jr., Hidden Restaurants recently, he went to visit. It's in the woods. It's incredible. They have pizzeria oven there, and they were serving up the goat. So do check that out. Michel Roux Jr., Hidden Restaurants, Tracebridge. Now, Tracebridge also do sourdough. That's also a big thing at the moment, isn't it? Sourdough bread as well. Have you found like a big revolution with bread going on as well?
I suppose with all aspects of food, it's trying to show a point of difference. And a toasted sandwich is nothing unless you know that you have got the best of every one of those constituent ingredients. So think about the bread you're using. Are you using butter or not? Where does the butter come from? Where does the cheese come from? And just make the most of the story that your product has.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And we need to mention the local ciders as well. Ciders. They are having a fantastic renaissance as well. The local ciders, Secret Orchard won some awards recently. They're always at Electric Nights. So do check out the local drinks and produce. There's Luscombe Dairies, Lyme Regis wines. We've got a vineyard just up the road at Bickley, which is like being in France, to be honest. You go up the hill and you look out over the vista of the hills of Tiverton and beyond. It's beautiful.
Give me Devon over France any day.
Yeah, definitely. And it's not so far to go, is it? So tell me, back to here, what's caught your eye so far at Tiverton today?
Well, looking at Ben has some rabbit faggots.
Rabbit faggots, that's a mouthful, isn't it?
It's but again, it's because they're not normally on the menu, but because he works with farmers. We were in Edinburgh last weekend for the Scottish Street Food Awards, and they had hare. They had hare on the menu, you know. So if it's good, if it's seasonal, then they'll put it on the menu. I've been very taken with there's some exciting Brazilian barbecue on rotisserie over there. Quite, you know, the flames are leaping up.
Yeah, I can see it.
Wonderful smells. I think got 23 different skewers on rotisserie there, so you have to stand quite far back. He's doing a shoulder cap, which is a big Brazilian cut. And he slices it in front of you. So that's quite engaging. That's quite theatrical.
Yeah, you mentioned theatre. It is almost like a theatrical experience coming to these events, isn't it, as well?
Again, making the most of what you do. There's a trader in London called What the Dickens who dress up as Victorian gentlemen with stove hats, and they drive around playing the ukulele on these little tricycles. Oh,
it sounds brilliant, yeah.
The wonder is they ever actually have any time to sell their kedgeree, but they do. They do.
But they're loving what they do. I mean, I've spoken to some traders. They actually love what they're doing and being their own bosses as well.
Yes, yeah,
very important.
A big part of it.
So, okay, what's the next step for these awards? So, have you done? Is this the last heat?
No, this is the second heat. We've still got Leeds, we've got Birmingham, we've got Bristol, and we've got Brighton, and we have the final in Manchester, which is the final of the British Street Food Awards, and then the winner of that will then go and represent Britain at the first ever European Street Food Awards, which we're launching in Berlin.
It's really exciting. And I love food, complete foodie. So I want to personally thank you, Richard, for instigating this 5 years ago or more, and for being here today on behalf of Tiverton Pannier Market and Tiverton Community Radio. And we're having judging it too, with the Mayor, Karen Rivers from the Pet Shop College, and one of the top chefs from the Tiverton Hotel. So, and are you judging?
Yeah.
Good, right, brilliant. So thank you so much, Richard, and I wish you all the best. And thank you for coming to our little market town. I know it's a bit of a diversion for you. We're not a big city, so bear that in mind and write nice things about us. Yes. So thank you very much, Richard, for bringing Street Food Awards to Tiverton.
Pleasure.
Brilliant.
Hi, this is Vicky for TCR Radio at the British Street Awards, the Wales and South West Heat being held in Tiverton, which is fantastic, and a rather good turnout here. Everything's buzzing. It's been going on since 10 o'clock this morning. Voting is closing in about 20 minutes, I think. So the excitement is mounting, and I'm here outside Sea Dog Foods with Jim and Jim, the two Jims who are the men behind Sea Dog Foods. Hello.
Hello. Oh, hello.
Where have you come from today?
We're based in North Devon, so Ilfracombe. Yeah, so not too far, only 40 minutes down the link road. So.
What a lovely place to be based. And have you been here before? Have you been to any of our electric nights?
We haven't been to the electric nights, but we did come to the previous event. I can't remember what it was called now, but when we first started, so back in 2014, I'd say, we came to Tiverton a couple of times. So.
Fantastic. And what do you tend to do sort of over the summer? Do you stay in one place, or do you go from festival Water Festival? Where will we find you this summer?
We class ourselves as a mobile kitchen because we don't just do street food. So we do a lot of weddings and private parties and then pop-up events as well. But we are doing a lot of festivals this year. So we'll be at Beautiful Days, we'll be at Samphire up on near Porlock, and various other festivals and events. Yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you. So look out for them then. Now, as the name suggests, Sea Dog specialise in fish. And well, first of all, where's the fish sourced from?
Well, we try and source as much as possible from the North Devon coast. So Ilfracombe and Appledore is where we get most of our whitefish. We use clavelli when the herrings are in, so we do a lot of stuff with herring, and all of our fish we always source from the southwest, with a preference to Devon and with an even bigger preference to North Devon wherever possible. So
I have to say that on the counter here are some beautiful looking salads, and I ordered some food from here earlier, and it was garnished with the most beautiful pansy or viola. I'm not sure which it is.
It's a viola, yeah. So we always use lots of edible flowers in our food, and which I grow myself. So yeah.
Fantastic. So can you tell me what we've got in these salads, because they do look beautiful?
Yeah, this is so it's been in the sun for quite a while today, but it's a take on a Marosa Polav, which is a Middle Eastern, like a Persian wedding rice. So it's wild rice, mixed basmati, and then lots of fruit and rose and toasted nuts.
So you can imagine that it's really quite colourful. There's lots of pink from the rose, I guess, running through all the different coloured rice. It looks beautiful. And what about this one? This looks, I can see cabbages in there and some carrot.
Yeah, so it goes into our burger and also with some of our other dishes. It's like an Asian pickled slaw. So it's kind of the burger that we do is a Japanese influenced burger, so we wanted to bring some kind of pickled vegetable element. So we make a pickled slaw rather than pickling our own vegetables. So yeah, there's some local spring greens, some carrots, some red cabbage, some mint and coriander, and also black sesame in there.
Now on your menu there's some lovely little dishes you can have, a scrumpy and spicy tatties, which I had earlier, which was delicious. You've got the sakana burger, and you've also got a fishball curry. Do you make up your own recipes completely?
We do, yeah. So we kind of take influence from lots of different world cuisines. It tends to be with the street food, a lot of our food is Southeast Asian based, just because they do such amazing things with fish, and fish benefits from being cooked really quickly, and a lot of Southeast Asian dishes are cooked really quickly. But yeah, we sort of take recipes that we like or dishes that we like and give them a bit of a twist using fish and seafood.
I should tell you that the curry has roasted sweet potatoes. It's a coconut curry with sweet potatoes, Braunton asparagus, rice needles and rice needles. That would be tricky, wouldn't it? Rice noodles and peanuts. It sounds absolutely delicious. I can see it here, and it looks beautiful, even though the coriander has wilted as it's been out for such a long time. What's been your most popular dish today?
I'd say it's probably been the scrumpy, mainly because it's the sort of the least expensive dish, so people really want to get a chance to try lots of different dishes. So at £3, yeah, it's something that they can kind of get a sense of what we do without breaking the bank, and being able to eat stuff from other places as well. So
it's a really good idea, because it is absolutely delicious, and it really will, I think, draw people in. So other Jim, I've got to ask you, who is best at bringing the customers in? You or other Jim?
It's obviously me. Actually, the truth is, I'm just here to help out. Jim's business partner Beth is not here today, and I always get drafted in. I'm like the fifth sea dog, so I come in for these moments to stand in and help out. So that's why I'm here. I'm silent Jim.
Fantastic. Well, good luck in the competition. Look forward to finding out if you've won or not.
Fingers crossed.
Thank you very much.
Hello, we're with Lindsay at the Glorious Oyster. Hi, how's it going?
It's good, thank you.
And tell me a bit about your amazing stall here, and I'll also put photos up. It's called the Glorious Oyster. So tell me a bit about how it started, why it started, and when it started.
Oh, how it started. I'll try and be really brief and quickly. I was made redundant quite a few years ago, and as I was leaving work, I was a youth worker, and as I was leaving work, said on a whim that I was going to set up a mobile oyster bar, and did that for a few years, going around food festivals. Then my friends who actually won the British Street Food Awards about 5 years ago, Katie and Kim's Kitchen, were selling their horse box. I bought it and brought it to North Devon, and have set it up as an oyster bar and seafood shack.
Yes, it is actually a real-life horse box here. The hatch is open. There's not a horse poking out there. There is a little kitchen. I'll just have a quick look inside. She's kitted out really well. She's got a ring burner there. And yes, it looks really diddy and cute, doesn't it? A little sink, hot water boiler. So, yeah, so that must have been quite a feat of engineering just doing that.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it is a bit of a nightmare setting it up and packing it all away again at the end of the day. But yeah, it's quirky and yeah, a lot of people comment on it and yeah, turn their heads and feature in quite a few people's holiday photos.
So why oysters? What is going on? Why did you pick oysters? It's a bit random. So tell me why, and also where you're getting them from.
I used to live in Bristol, and my local fishmonger used to sell them outside his shop on a Saturday morning, and you could just get one as you're doing your shopping. And I just thought it was a great idea, and that it was really difficult just to be able to buy oysters singularly without going to a restaurant. So yeah, it was kind of the idea of wanting to bring the humble oyster out on the streets and bring them to the masses and convert the nation one oyster at a time, I guess.
Yeah, and where are you getting them from?
I get them from Appledore. Which is in North Devon, and it's literally 10 minutes down the road from where I live. I live in Instow. So yeah, I can see the oyster beds from my house.
And where can we find you generally? I know you've been at Westwood Ho, haven't you? Is that a regular pitch, or is it Barnstable?
Yeah, so I've got the horse box has got a regular pitch at Westwood Ho, and it's there at weekends at the moment, and then later on in the summer it'll be there like a couple more days in the week towards the end of the week. And in July last year, I opened up a little seafood shack, beach cafe in Instow at the other end of the beach, nestled in behind the sand dunes in Instow.
That's brilliant. So tell me briefly about what is going on with these oysters. So what variations are we expected to see on your menu? So tell me a bit about those.
Okay, so today I've got raw oysters. I'm not doing any I've got a big array of other cooked food, but I'm doing raw oysters, and so they'll be freshly shucked to order, and I've got a range of my own oyster dressings. So a quite popular one is called Mother's Ruin, which has got gin, lime and red chilli in it. Another popular one is the Wurzels, which is grated apple, ginger and West Country cider vinegar. So yeah, or if people want them straight up, or just a little bit of Tabasco.
Yes. Now, what would you say to a novice oyster person? I'm afraid it's me. How, some people say you should just have it cooked first and then have raw. So what do you think?
I think just do it.
Just down in one?
Just do it. Yeah.
Do you chew?
Yeah, give it a couple of chews, a little squeeze of lime, dash of Tabasco, and yeah, pop it in your mouth, give it a couple of chews, and away you go.
Right, I'll have to give it a go then, won't I? So I wish you all the best for the Street Food Awards. And if you are in Tiverton Market, we also have electric nights as well, once a month. Are you booked in for electric nights at all?
No, because I've got my pitches, my regular spots up in North Devon. It's just logistically a bit difficult to come down here for night.
No, thank you for coming here today. It's been brilliant to have you, and I'll put photos up, and I wish you all the best. And do try her oysters if you're up in Westwood Ho as well, and also Instow. I know I'm from that area, so I know those areas very well. So thank you so much, and all the best.
Thank you.
I'm now standing outside Mr. McCrockwich. Grilled cheese sandwiches of the most amazing kind. I'm just looking at the griddle here, and I'm absolutely astonished at how much filling you can fit in a grilled sandwich. It looks absolutely amazing. Here's Emma to tell us a bit about it. What fillings do you offer, Emma?
We do a selection of 4 today. So at the moment we've got our Glamorgan, which is our best seller. It's braised leeks, garlic, onion, bechamel sauce, Dijon mustard, and then you've got cheddar, mozzarella and Comté in there as well. And a little bit of Caerphilly, just in case you haven't had enough cheese already. We really make sure we pile those fillings in there.
I think the listeners' mouths must have been slavering with every new ingredient you mentioned there. Do we assume that as you have a Glamorgan you've travelled from Wales?
We have indeed, yeah. We've come from Cardiff this morning, and it's lovely. We don't usually come this far south, so it's fantastic.
So you've not been to any of our electric nights or anything before, our street food festivals?
We haven't, wouldn't know, but actually we'd be willing to come down. It's always nice. A beautiful part of the world, so we'd be really glad to come down and do that for you guys.
And are you travelling around all the time? Do you have a specific base?
So we have a prep kitchen, and then we travel around purely pop-ups. We do lots of food festivals, music festivals. We have a residency at Riverside Market, which is in Cardiff. We do that every Sunday. We're willing to travel. We do lots of weddings and private events as well, so wherever it takes us.
Sounds like you're going to have a busy summer. So the Glamorgan's the most popular. How many cheeses was that were in there?
That was four different types of cheese in that one, yeah.
That's incredible. So this is a must-have for any cheese fans out there. Do you have a favourite yourself?
Myself, I love the Italian job. Purely, but I tried to plant a herb garden last year, and we've got this mint has just killed all the other herbs and kills everything else. And we made the pesto out of it. We do a mint, basil, cashew nut pesto. So that's my favourite at the moment.
Fantastic. Now, I gather that your grilled cheese sandwiches are with the judges as we speak. They're sampling them.
We're just cooking them. Right?
Oh, they're just being cooked. Now, which have we got? Which are we sending to the judges?
We're doing a Glamorgan, and we're doing a Mr. Crockridge, which is our classic, with ham as well, ham, bechamel sauce, gherkins, capers, lots of other wonderful things in there.
Fantastic. Best of luck to you, and thank you very much.
So here we are at Street Food Awards 2017, Tiverton Market. Ian's here from the Deli Shack. Hello, Ian.
Hi there, how you doing?
Hello, and so tell me a little bit about what you're selling and doing here this morning as part of the festival.
Well, we're open 5 days a week, so we're a regular fixture here at the market. And our key focus, I guess, is cheese. We've got over 60 different kinds, but we do all sorts of pickles and spices and ciders and wines and beers to support that.
Yeah, it's a fantastic thing. So you actually come in, you've got a proper little premises here, haven't you, with all the chiller cabinets. And tell me a little bit else what you're also selling. You also do hampers and you've got olives and things. Where are you kind of sourcing your items from as well?
The majority of what I sell comes from the West Country. You know, I support the region. There are items that we can't buy locally that we bring in, but whenever there's an opportunity to support a local artisan business, that's what we do.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's a lovely array of fantastic cheeses here as well. And also, you have the Deli Street Cafe that your wife Lisa runs.
Well, we run 4 businesses from here. I came here about 9 years ago, having qualified as a chef from East Devon College, or Petrock as it is now. So we have the deli here, we have our Deli Street Cafe over there, we have an online hamper business that focuses on gifts for foodies, and also we have another business called Tiverton Paella Company.
And I can recommend the paella as well. You generally have that at electric nights, don't you? Because it's once a month on Tiverton Market as well. So how's your paellas going in electric nights?
Well, the paella thing is fine. I mean, we can do them, absolutely no problem. And a lot of people have had them and enjoyed them. The one that's coming up next, we're going to do a sausage base, or Spanish sausage based dish with fried potatoes and a green pepper aioli to go with it.
That sounds delicious, so I won't keep you, so thank you so much. And do pop into the Deli Shack at the Tiverton Penny Market. You're open every day as well, aren't you? What days are you shut, though?
Well, we don't open Sundays or Mondays. So
I know you need a break, but you're here today, so we're very lucky to have you here at the Street Food Awards. Thank you, Ian.
Thank you very much.
Hello, we're at the Street Food Awards West and Wales Heat 2017 in Tiverton Penny Market. This is Carol B for TCR Radio. And with Thekla, she said it's a Greek name, but it's nothing to do. It has no relation to any Greek person in your family.
No, I'm from Devon originally, so all my family are from the UK. I'm no Greek origin, but there we go.
It's a beautiful name anyway. And you've got Murray Mays, and so I'll describe it to you. It's a blue van. What sort of van is it? It's an old ambulance.
Yeah, it's a Mercedes 1987 van, so it's an ex-military ambulance. It's been imported from Holland. It has been a military lock-up for its whole life, pretty much. So
really? Gosh.
Such good condition.
How did you track this down?
Well, we've been looking for this van for a while, and then eventually one came up in the UK for sale on eBay, actually. And we hadn't been planning on starting the food van just yet, but it popped up, so we just went for it and bought it.
So it's very interesting. It looks in really good condition. How old did you say it was?
1987.
Wow, it's in pretty good nick, isn't it? And you've got a lovely, outstanding Murray Mays rolling kitchen. Tell me about the name. Where did the name come from?
So the name is actually mine and my partner's middle names. So his middle name's Murray, my middle name's May. We spent ages trying to figure out what kind of name we wanted for our business, and we thought that kind of just showed that it was about us, and we liked.
So what about your background? Why catering?
So Ewan has been a chef for the last 10 years. He's been running a restaurant up in Bristol, and we've been working in Ibiza for a few summers, running a catering company there. And so we just decided to do our own thing.
How long have you been going?
5 weeks.
And you're at the awards? Well, my God, you could pull it out of the bag possibly, hey?
Yeah, I know, it's maybe a bit bolshy, but who knows?
You are the new kid on the block, literally and figuratively. So tell me about your menu.
Our menu is, we say it's Silk Road inspired. So it's chicken sheesh, lamb sheesh and roasted aubergines. We spent a bit of time in Istanbul, so lots of influences from there. Particularly Ewan wanted to cook over charcoal, so we've got a charcoal mangle grill installed in the van, so everything's cooked over that with lovely fresh salads and pickles and sauces.
It smells really nice. I was just talking to Ian a minute ago and the smell's wafting over to the deli shack there. So if you could describe a couple of your menus choices, please.
So we've got the chicken sheesh, so that's marinated chicken and it's grilled over the charcoal grill. It comes with butternut squash, tahini, sweet pickled onions, pickles, other sauces, flatbreads and fresh salad.
Yeah, it just sounds delicious as well. And where are you sourcing your ingredients from?
So all our ingredients is actually locally sourced in Bristol, so it's all free range meat. All our vegetables are like local vegetables. That's where that's from.
So you've come down from Bristol today here, yeah. And where else are we going to expect to find you over the summer? You get some festivals and things.
Yeah, we're going to be at Isle of Wight in a few weeks. We're doing the Pembrokeshire Street Food Festival. That's in June. A few more local things up in Bristol and Cardiff. We're at Depot in Cardiff quite a few weekends, and then Fieldview later on in the year.
Well, I wish you all the best and good luck with it all. And so Murray Mays, I wish you a really good season as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
It's great to see so many amazing traders here and producers here. And we are with now Mr. Lemon Jelly. He's got his dungarees on there, Oshkosh rings. I used to be a nanny back in the 80s, and all the kids used to wear these Oshkosh dungarees, and so you know what I mean if you know Oshkosh. Anyway, hello.
Hello there, how you doing, all right?
Brilliant. So tell me about your amazing stall here. I mean, and first of all, what is the vehicle we've got?
Right, what we've got here is a 1971 Citroen H van. It was a plumber's van in the south of France when I found it, and we've converted it into what you see today, which is a crepe and coffee and pancake van. Very popular with the kids, very popular with the grown-ups.
It's really, really attractive as well. How long have you been going, Paul?
Personally, 62.
Not you. You're a bit clapped out. You've had some serious renovation work going on there. Right. No. Well, how old is this now?
Right. Well, this is not as old as me. The business has been running for 11 years. We're in our 12th year now. We started Lemon Jelly as a little juice and smoothie bar in Totnes back in the early part of the century, and we're still out here doing it.
It's lovely, and you've got three lovely ladies in there helping. Any relation to you?
No, not related whatsoever.
No daughters?
No daughters, no, and they would be much better looking if they were my kids, I'm just saying.
They're lovely, they're just cracking on with their crepes. Lovely coffee. What coffee are you using? Where'd you get your coffee from?
Okay, yeah, fantastic coffee. We're using ex-coffee roasters from Exeter, a guy called, whose name has escaped me. I better do that bit again.
Yeah. So what coffee are you using, Paul?
We're using ex-coffee roasters from Exeter. Fantastic locally produced roasted coffee. Got a really good body. Very, very popular.
I'm going to be having one of those in a moment. And where else are we going to expect to find you during the summer?
Ooh, right, good question. Well, today we're actually in Exmouth as well, on the seafront at the kite surfing competition. We'll be at Exmouth Festival next week. Port Elliot Festival, Chagstock. We'll be all over the West Country.
Brilliant. So you have a very, very busy summer, yeah?
Very, very busy. We run 6 different vans doing various different types of products. So
Oh my goodness, there's 6 more of these.
there's 5 more.
5 more? Tell me about the other 5.
Right, so we've got 2 of these, which are pancakes and crepes. We've got a fire engine that does waffles and hot chocolate. We've got a van called Fizzbiz that does Prosecco on tap and gin cocktails. And we've also got another little 2CV that does coffee and cakes. I've just bought a German fire engine, which we're going to call Shootin' something. I forget what we're going to call it. Pump and Shootin', I think it was.
Oh, right. God, you've got a real eclectic range of vehicles and things going on there. Is your background catering? Because you do look like a painter and decorator. Just came to me. What's your background?
Industrial chemist.
Well, that's completely change of pace there for you, isn't it? So you're going into your retirement years doing this, and you obviously love doing it, don't you, as well?
Oh, absolutely love it. I've been doing it for 11 years. I love it. We've got a bistro in New Nabbit, which I've been running for 6-7 years. And I prefer to be out here doing this, even if the weather sometimes is a challenge. I'd much rather be doing street food than I would be sit-down food. Much more fun, much more rewarding.
Yeah, and it's really interactive, and it's a really, really buzzing thing at the moment, especially in Devon. Street food is a really, doing very well, especially in electric food nights we have at the market as well. So I wish you all the best, Paul, and let's all get voting for lemon jelly. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Great.
Hello, you're listening to Carrow Beef, TCR Radio. So we're at the end of Street Food Awards. My voice is about to go. And the sun's come out as well after it's been a pretty touch and go day, isn't it? So we've done the awards. The People's Award went to Brother Ty. And there was 3 close runners actually for that one. So well-deserved Brothers Thai, producing beautiful Thai food as well. And the judges then did their eating, 15 dishes. And we've got the winner with us, who's completely flabbergasted. I don't know why, though. And truly scrumptious.
Truly crumptious.
Truly crumptious. Helen, hello.
Hello.
So, right, congratulations. Well done.
Thank you very much. I'm overjoyed and shocked.
Don't be shocked, because I actually had your food. I was checking you out earlier. So tell me, where have you come from today, though?
Okay, today we've come from Cornwall, near St Agnes, so about 2.5 hours journey up. But yeah, beautiful morning driving up, and the sun, rising.
So, you've had a really good day, haven't you?
Had a really good day, yeah. And we were supposed to have kind of 2 microsystems clashing, and we've had a glorious day.
Yeah. So tell me, first of all, your process. First of all, how did you come up with the idea? What happened?
It's all my friend Jane's fault. I blame her. We used to do around the world food nights, and talking about food a little bit. Crazy about different foods and flavours.
Is that your background?
I've worked in kitchens all my life, but no, I'm not a chef. I'd say I'm a cook. Clean up after myself.
Yeah, it's like me, a cook, not a chef. And so, why crumpets?
Why crumpets? Well, nobody makes homemade crumpets, do they?
So tell me about how you make your crumpets.
We use an organic flour, so it's better with the stomach. It's a sort of natural aging process, and it's a better gluten as well, so it's not sticking as much as your cheap kind of flours. And I've forgotten the question.
How do you make your crumpets? She's on the cider as well.
No, it's real ale.
Real ale.
So it's like a bread mix, a loose bread mix that you prove, and your magic ingredient is baking powder. essentially. That forms the crumpets, makes all the bubbles and the lovely long strands. But it's complicated. It took a while. It took a year.
Yeah, it's a trade secret, isn't it? You can't tell me.
Yeah, there is. There's a recipe coming out, hopefully, in Sainsbury's magazine in July, with our recipe, or a slight variation of our recipe.
Oh, very exciting. And then I saw you cooking them on the griddle. Is that right?
They are. They're a griddle cake. Yeah.
And how long would you sort of cook them for?
You about 6-7 minutes on one side, and then once you flip them, it's a couple of minutes, and then they're off, and then you cool them like a cake, so their strands form. And once they're cooled, then you can toast them.
Okay, and tell me about your toppings, because they were really popular with the judges.
Ah, good. Well, we source local cheese. It's very important to me, and organic's very important to me. Sort of the care of the animal, and then we try and choose seasonal produce for our chutneys, so any gluts and we're chutneying away new inspirations, and I talk to people about what would go well, and just trial and error really, and keep going.
Yeah, no, I didn't eat much food, but I did eat your crumpets, so there you go. I was drawn to them immediately. I think it's because it's traditional but new within street food as well, isn't there? You're giving it a little twist, haven't you?
Yeah, well, we think of crumpets as fresh in a supermarket, but they're quite chewy things, and they're somebody told me a story actually how they're made, and it's funny, they're like little hovercrafts going along on jets of air along this sort of conveyor belt, which is probably why they're so dry. But people love, the world loves crumpets, don't they?
Yeah, I think you put a really healthy, nice twist on them, because the ones you get in supermarkets, they're just like rubbery and chewy and flavourless as well, aren't they? So I'll let you get on. Thanks. So thank you so much, and good luck in the next heats. Do you know where they are?
I have no idea.
I think it's Leeds. I don't know.
Is it Leeds?
I don't know. I have to check with Richard on that. God, you're going to have a really early start on that. My God. It'll be worth it though. I think you'll do well. So onwards hopefully to Berlin. Oh my God, it could happen for you, Helen. It could happen. So thank you so much, and safe journey back to St Agnes.
Yes, thank you very much.
Hello, this is Richard Johnson from the British Street Food Awards, and you're listening to The Foodie Show on TCR Radio.
You're listening to TCR Radio.